Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV in conjunction with Colfax High School presents Viking Pre-Game. A look at today's Colfax Vikings Girls Game. And now, Viking Pre-Game.
Good evening and welcome to the NLWN-TV studios. Rick Olson here, and tonight the 13-5 Viking girls are getting ready to do battle in the Dunn-St. Croix Conference as they take on the 7-11 Mondovi Buffaloes, who are currently sitting at 5-5 in the Dunn-St. Croix Conference. Now, coming up in this edition of Viking Pregame, we'll take a look at tonight's matchup between the Buffaloes and the Vikings. Then we'll get Coach Serrar's perspective on tonight's game in Coach's Corner. Following that, we'll send it out to Colfax High School, where we'll bring you all the play-by-play action of tonight's game. So it's time to get ready for some exciting high school girls basketball. All that coming up right after this brief timeout. You're tuned to Viking Pregame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV, and Viking TV.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back to Viking Pregame, where we're getting ready to bring you all the action of tonight's girls basketball game as the Colfax Vikings prepare to do battle with the Mondovi Buffaloes. The 13-5 Vikings, who are 8-2 in the Dunn-St. Croix Conference, are looking to hang on to the number 2 spot in the conference following last night's 62-20 thumping of the Spring Valley Cardinals. Now, in that win over the Cardinals, the Vikings used their overwhelming defense to hold the Cardinals to only 10 points in each half. The Vikings jumped out to a 32-10 halftime lead and never looked back. Leading the way for the Vikings was the performance of 5'10 junior Jeanette Hajdukovic, who hit on 8 field goals for 16 points. 5'7 junior McKenna Shipman followed with 6 field goals, one of which was a three-pointer for 13 points. And Sierra Shipman sunk 4 field goals and went 2 for 5 from the free throw line for 10 points. Meanwhile, Ainsley Olson and Autumn Nigaman contributed 8 and 7 points respectively. So far on the season, leading the way for the Vikings in scoring is Shipman, who's scoring over 17 points per game. She's followed by Hajdukovic, who's averaging almost 7 points per game, and Ainsley Olson, who adds over 6 points. Now, leading the way on the boards for the season is Shipman, who's averaging about 7 rebounds per game, while Hajdukovic is pulling down nearly 6, and Olson is grabbing over 5 boards per game. The Mondovi Buffaloes are currently 7-11 on the season and 5-5 in the Dunn-St. Croix Conference. The Buffaloes were also last in action last night when they defeated the Glenwood City Hilltoppers 72-20. Look for 5'6 junior Ava Gray to lead the Buffaloes in scoring, as she's averaging over 13 points per game. She's followed by 5'6 sophomore Maddie Martin, who's putting up 10 points per game and is not afraid to shoot from three-point land, where she's shooting 26%. Adding to the scoring is 5'9 sophomore Amber Lund, who adds another 8.5 points per game. On the boards, Lund leads the way for the Buffaloes, pulling down over 8 rebounds per game. Also making her presence known under the basket is Gray, who's grabbing nearly 6 boards per game. Now, thus far on the season, the Hilltoppers are scoring an average of 52 points per game while giving up 50. On the other hand, the Vikings are also averaging 52 points per game while giving up 39. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get the coach's perspective as we chat with Viking head coach Courtney Serrar on Coach's Corner. You're tuned to Viking Pregame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV, and Viking TV.
Soon the weather will change and you'll be able to breathe in the clean fresh air of spring. And you know what comes right along with that. That's right, it will be time for Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball. Follow the Cavaliers all season long right here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN-TV. Be sure to check out our website at www.northernlightwebcastingnetwork.com for our current broadcast schedule.
Time now to see what the coaches have to say. It's Coach's Corner, where they look at tonight's game from the coach's point of view. And now, Coach's Corner.
Once again on Coach's Corner, we're talking with Viking girls head coach Courtney Serrar. And Coach, last night the Vikings had the opportunity to demonstrate their in-your-face defense and get a lot of players some significant playing time in their 62-20 win over the Spring Cardinals. Your thoughts about that game?
Yeah, I thought, we went out, we took care of business, and, like you said, got a lot of kids a lot of playing time. It was good to, rest some of our starters because we, have a quick turnaround playing again tonight. Overall, I was happy with, how we played.
Now, a couple of players came off the bench with some really impressive performances. The ones I'm thinking of are namely Autumn Nigaman and Sierra Shipman. Your comment about the play of those two and any others?
Yeah, I think in my interview after the game, I said, Autumn, she grabbed a ton of rebounds and, she always plays good defense and she's just a hard-nosed kid who's not scared to go for the ball. So I was happy to see her have some success from shooting too. So that was good. And, Sierra just created a lot for herself. She, played defense and got a lot of steals and was able to finish in transition, which was good.
Now, tonight the Vikings will continue conference play as they take on the Mondovi Buffaloes. What can you tell us about the Buffaloes?
Yeah, they have a lot of kids who can put it in the basket, that's for sure. So, I know the coach's daughter, Ava Gray, is really capable of, putting up points, and they have a couple other kids, who are good shooters. So we'll have, to make sure that, our team defense comes ready to play. And hopefully we can, continue the, good shooting that we had last night tonight.
Now, back on December 1st, the Vikings defeated the Buffaloes 77-39, but it appears as though the Buffaloes might have figured some things out defensively. For example, allowing Glenwood City last night only 20 points. What changes do you see in the Buffaloes this time around?
The first time we played them, it was their very first game in general. So, they were going through some things, the first game jitters. So I think they've definitely, have obviously quite a few more games under their belt and have kind of figured out, whose role is what and, offensively and defensively. So I imagine it'll be a much tougher matchup than the first time we played them.
Well, Coach Serrar, good luck on tonight's game, and may the Vikings continue on their winning ways.
Thank you.
You've been listening to Coach's Corner, where they look at tonight's game from the coach's point of view. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
Welcome back to Viking Pregame. The 13-5 Vikings are trying to hold on to second place in the Dunn-St. Croix Conference. Meanwhile, the Mondovi Buffaloes are looking to try to finish the season with at least a 500 record. Now, these two teams met back on December 1st in the first conference game of the season for each team. The Vikings came out on top in that game 77-39, and the Buffaloes would love to show that they're better than that score indicated. So the stage is set for some exciting girls high school basketball, and we'll have all the action for you right here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV, and Viking TV. So in just a moment, we'll send it out to Colfax High School, where our broadcast crew will bring you all the action of tonight's girls basketball game between the Colfax Vikings and the Mondovi Buffaloes. You've been tuned to Viking Pregame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV, and Viking TV.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2 are proud to announce that this spring they will be your viewing home for Eau Claire Cowboys football. Check out www.northernlightwebcastingnetwork.com for times and dates. That's Eau Claire Cowboy football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2.
You've been tuned to Viking Pregame with a look at today's Colfax Vikings girls game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Stay tuned. Coming up next is live Colfax Viking basketball.
It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Sladen's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Sladen's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Sladen's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Sladen's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Sladen's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Colfax Viking basketball is on the air.
And the long pass down and in by Hajdukovic.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV proudly presents tonight's Colfax Viking girls varsity basketball game.
Long pass down the floor to Olsen. She stops, puts it up, she hit it!
Join us as we head out to the gym for tonight's Viking basketball.
Let's gets it over to the left side to Shipman, three-pointer. She hit it! McKenna Shipman with the three puts the Vikings on top, 3-2. Well, good evening and welcome back to Colfax High School. And I say welcome back, Dan, because we were just here like 5 minutes ago, it seems like, doesn't it?
Yeah. I say it's better than doing dishes. Sorry, Angie.
Yeah, but she didn't have to feed you tonight, so
right.
She doesn't have as many to do.
I got to get a quick shout out to our Mondovi fans watching tonight.
Okay. Yes, we're glad to have them on board. Glad to have all of you on board because Rick Olson here along with Dan Petschow. Jeff Gust on the camera as we're getting ready to bring you Colfax Viking girls against the Mondovi Buffaloes in a Dunn-St. Croix Conference matchup. The Vikings were victorious last night over Spring Valley by a score of 62-20, and the Mondovi Buffaloes won their game 72-20, and so that's going to set up an interesting matchup for tonight's game. In fact, Dan, why don't you let us know who's going to play in tonight's game?
Yeah, here's the starters for the Mondovi Buffaloes tonight. They're going to go with 5'6" sophomore, number 10, Maddie Martin. 5'4" junior, number 14, Shaylee DeWitt. 5'9" sophomore, number 15, Amber Lund. 5'6" junior, number 22, Ava Gray. And 5'6" junior, number 23, Cassie Thompson. For the Vikings, they're going to go with 5'6" sophomore, number 4, Kaysen Goodell. 5'5" junior, number 12, JC Bovey. 5'9" senior, number 14, Ainsley Olsen. 5'10" junior, number 40, Jeanette Hajdukovic. And 5'7" junior, number 42, McKenna Shipman.
Dan, one of the things the Vikings have to be careful of is not look past this game because they knocked off Mondovi fairly handily earlier in the season back on December 1st. I believe it was 77-39 in that game. And Vikings have a very big game coming up on Tuesday against the Elkmount Mounders. So like I say, it'd be real easy for them to look past this game, and those are the ones that come and bite you in the rear end.
Yeah, this game has to be a game that they start to get in rhythm so they can get ready for next week. They got to get all their plays figured out. Everybody's got to know where they're supposed to be, and And, yeah, get ready.
And so I want to remind you that tonight's Colfax High School basketball game is being brought to you by the Colfax Animal Hospital. Let Dr. Buckley and his friendly staff take care of your pet. Dairy State Bank, where they're banking on relationships. Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for the Chippewa Valley. Anderson Bridges, who've been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989. Slayton's Technology, IT provider for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Comfort food the way Mom used to make it. And Fit Fam Nutrition of Colfax with drinks that taste as good as their names sound. Plus, they're healthy. So be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Colfax Viking Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV, and Viking TV. That said, we've got a couple minutes before the tip-off of this game, so let's take a brief time out for a couple words from our sponsors, and you're tuned to Viking Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV, and Viking TV.
If you have a high-deductible health plan, opening a health savings account at Dairy State Bank will allow you to save tax-free dollars to pay for a long list of health-related services allowed by the IRS. Dairy State Bank HSAs are serviced locally and work like a regular checking account. You can use a debit card or check to pay for expenses and access your account through online or mobile banking. Visit DairyStateBank.com to learn more about HSAs and online or mobile banking. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
Are your animals feeling a little under the weather? Give the nice folks at Colfax Animal Hospital a call. Bruce Buckley is just what the doctor ordered. In fact, he is the doctor, and he's ready to help. That's the Colfax Animal Hospital. Give them a call at 715-962-3380.
Join us at the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV for exciting Colfax High School Girls Basketball. Our next game will be on Tuesday, February 7th, when the Vikings will host the Elk Mound Mounders. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV begins with Viking pregame at 6:50 p.m. That's live Colfax Viking Girls Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV on Tuesday, February 7th.
And welcome back to Colfax High School. Rick Olson along with Dan Petschow. Jeff Gust on the camera. And coming into tonight's game, the Mondovi Buffaloes come in with a record of 7-11 overall. They're 5-5 in the Dunn-St. Croix Conference, currently sitting in 4th place. And the Vikings are 13-5 overall, and they are 8-2 in Dunn-St. Croix Conference play and sitting in 2nd place, which is a position the Vikings would very much like to hang on to. We're going to send it down to the scores table in just a moment for our national anthem and then their version of the player introductions. We've got a couple seconds left before that happens. And I guess that means we're ready to go.
Please stand your table. Remove your hats and place your hands over your heart on play as the national anthem is played. Oh, sing and sing by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the buzzards singing in air. Colfax Viking. Introducing the starter for the Mondovi Buffaloes. Number 10, sophomore. Number 14, junior, Shaylee. Number 15, sophomore, Amber Lund. Number 22, junior, Ava Gray. And number 23, Dexter Thompson. The Mondovi Buffaloes are led by head coach Derek Gray. And now, starting left, Colfax Viking.
And there's the starting lineups for tonight's game, as delivered by Colfax Athletic Director Mike Hodell. And again for the Mondovi Buffaloes, Maddie Martin, Shaylee DeWitt, Amber Lund, Ava Gray, Cassie Thompson. And for the Vikings, it's the same starting five as last night. Still waiting for Molly Hydorn to get the clearance to be able to play. So we have Kaysen Goodell, J.C. Bowby, Ainsley Olson, Jeanette Hajdukovic, and McKenna Shipman. Jumping center for Mondovi will be Amber Lund. And the Vikings come out on the floor, and Ainsley Olson steps into the center circle. So we're getting ready to get things underway. The officials all giving the thumbs up. Official steps into the center circle. Ball goes up, and the tip is controlled by the Buffaloes. Martin with it at the top of the key. Buffaloes moving from right to left. She dishes it off to DeWitt, takes it down under. Hook shot from underneath by Amber Lund is up and good. So Mondovi on top, 2-0. Goodell with the ball in the backcourt, full court pressure being put on by Mondovi. Gets it over to Bovey. She takes it into the forecourt to Shipman on the right side underneath to Goodell. Back to Shipman, lays it up. It does not go in. Hajdukovic with the rebound. She lays it up and in. We're all tied at 2, and down the floor comes Martin. She feeds it off to Thompson. Thompson still in the backcourt, tries to pass it into the forecourt to Ava Gray. It overthrew her, and it'll be the Vikings ball on the side. McKenna Shipman to inbound the ball. Gets it to Goodell. Goodell across the timeline to Bovey. Bovey between the circles. Feeds it to the free throw line to Hajdukovic. Gets it out to the left side to Shipman. Shipman tries to drive the lane. Gets it down to Hajdukovic. Hajdukovic sends it back out to Bovey. Bovey over to Shipman at the top of the key. To Goodell on the right side. Out to Olson between the circles. Over to the left side to Hajdukovic. Hajdukovic to Shipman. Shipman puts up a three-pointer. No, it's off. Saved inbounds to Olson. Olson gets it to Hajdukovic, and she puts it up and in. 4-2, Vikings on top. Ball got tipped and knocked out of bounds by Ava Gray. And the Vikings will have it on the far side. Down the floor comes Bovey. She takes it down to the free throw line, gets it off to Hajdukovic to Shipman on the left side. Shipman drives into the lane, turns around, puts it up. No, it rattles off, no good. Rebound taken down by Mondovi. That's Martin. She comes down the floor on the right side, takes it to the top of the key, hesitates, takes it into the lane, then gets it out to Thompson. Thompson with a three-pointer puts it in, and Mondovi back on top, 5-4. Goodell splits the pressure and gets it into the forecourt. She's on the left side, gets it out to Bovey between the circles, over to Olson on the right side. Olson down to Shipman on the right wing, feeds it into the lane to Goodell, and it's up and in. And we're going to get a timeout called by the Buffaloes they're seeing some things that they want to fix right away. So timeout on the floor, 16:02 to go. Vikings 6, Mondovi 5, and you're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
Mondovi to inbound the ball. The inbound pass gets stolen by Goodell, but then stolen back by Mondovi, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Hajdukovic. So the Buffaloes see inbound, and again Goodell steals the inbound pass. Feeds it over to Shipman, lays it up, she puts it in and draws the harm. Kenna Shipman driving the left baseline. Eight to 5, Vikings on top. Shipman at the line for the +1, and she hit it. 9 to 5, Vikings on top. Quickly down the floor. Whoa, real close to over and back. Zava Gray. She finally gets it across the timeline over to Thompson on the right side. Now down to Gray in the right corner. She dribbles it back out high. Over to Thompson. Lost the handle. Olsen picks it up. Gets it over to Bovey. Bovey picks up a double team but gets across the timeline. Takes it between the circles. Gets it over to the right side, to Shipman, to Olsen in the lane, back to Shipman. Underneath to Hajdukovic, kicks it back out. Shot goes up by Bovey, is no good, and the rebound taken down by Martin. She gets it over to DeWitt, who gets it off to Thompson. Three-pointer on the way is no good. Rebound by Goodell. Goodell down the floor, tries to feed it to Hajdukovic, but a little bit high and long. And out of bounds, it'll be Vikings ball. We have some substitutions for the Vikings. Keltner and Jordan Bovey and Nigaman are all in the lineup. Mondovi with the ball. Thompson has it on the right side. She gets it out to Martin. Martin between the circles. Now she's at the free throw line. Feeds underneath, shot goes up, no good by Amber Lund. Rebound by Nigaman. Down the floor comes Bovey, gets it off to Shipman. Shipman tries to drive to the lane, had to pull up on her dribble to Keltner, then over to Bovey at the top of the key. To Keltner on the right side, back out high to Bovey. To Nigaman, she launches a three, she hit the three! Autumn Nigaman with a three-pointer. Maddie Martin brings it down the floor. They feed it over into the left corner. Shot goes up from three, is no good. Rebound taken down by Shipman. That shot was by DeWitt. Keltner has it. Feeds it out to Bovey. Bovey puts up the three, it's no good. Rebound taken down by the Buffaloes, and down the floor they come. This is Martin on the right wing. She takes it out high. Now she's at the top of the key. Backs out to between the circles. Hands it off to DeWitt. Takes it around to the right side. Tries to put the shot up, partially blocked. Rebound taken down by Amber London. She put it in. 12-7, Vikings on top. And we're going to get a foul underneath. That's going to be a foul on Ava Gray. That's her first. Second team foul. Vikings inbound the ball, forecourt pressure by Mondovi, and they get the ball back. Gray had it, and we're going to get a reaching call on Jordan Bovey. That'll be her first team foul on the Vikings. So Gray to inbound. She gets it back to Martin at the top of the key. Martin takes it over to the left side. Dishes it off to Gray. Drives into the lane. Kicks it back out to DeWitt. Shot goes up, no good. Rebound taken down by the Vikings. Shipman on the rebound. She drives down the right side of the lane, but lost the handle as she was trying to go up with it. DeWitt brings it down the floor. Dishes off to Martin. Martin tries to go up, but we're going to get a foul, and that's going to be a foul on Bovey again. This time Martin goes to the line. Shot is up and no good. That was the second foul on Jordan Bovey. Martin's second shot is up and rings around, no good. Nigama with the rebound, gets it off to Shipman. Over to J.C. Bovey, who's back into the lineup for the Vikings. She's between the circles. Feeds it off to the right side to Goodell. Over to Bovey on the left. To Shipman, drives down the right side of the lane, gets it out to Goodell, tries to put it up, it goes in, and we're going to get a foul. I believe the foul's on Ava Gray. Nope, I take that back. It's on Austin Rose Spindler. Shot goes up, no good. That's the first foul on Spindler, third team foul on the Buffaloes. Buffaloes bring it down the floor. This is Martin with it. Hands it off to DeWitt. Gets it out to Spindler. Shot goes up, bounces off the iron, no good. Rebound taken down by Mondovi, and the putback shot is no good. Vikings come away with the ball, and this is Goodell down the floor. Pulls up the dribble between the circles, feeds it over to Bovey. Out to Olsen on the right wing. Drives towards the lane, into the lane. Dishes off to Nigaman on the left side, to the free throw line. Out to Shipman on the right side. Shipman gets it back out to Olsen, takes it towards the lane, gets tied up. We're going to get a jump ball. Possession arrow in favor of the Vikings. 14-7, Vikings have the lead with 11:45 to go in the first half. In the JV game tonight, it was the Colfax JV defeating Mondovi 29-14. That was a shortened game. Ball comes in to Bovey and she lays it up and in. Check that was Shipman. Shipman laid it up and in. Mondovi with the ball. This is DeWitt. She gets it over to Gray. Gray drives down, tries to pass it down underneath. It got away and out of bounds. It'll be Vikings ball. Now, the JV game was shortened to a single 20-minute period simply because Mondovi's running out of bodies. They played that game with no bench. They had 5 girls, and that was it. So the Vikings have the ball. Over on the right side, this is Goodell with it. Tries the right baseline. Tries to put it up, but got fouled. I think it's on Amber Lund. And it is. That's a 4th team foul. Shot goes up, it's no good. 16-7, Vikings by 9. Second shot on the way. That one's good for Kaysen Goodell.
Kaysen has 5 points.
So Mondovi with the ball. They get it to Gray at the timeline. She comes across, feeds it down underneath Spindler. Shot goes up, no good. Rebound taken down by Shipman. She feeds it off to Bovey. And then over to Olsen from the left corner. Puts it up, no good. Rebound taken down by Goodell. Goodell dribbles out high on the right side. Then gets it to Shipman. Turnaround drive on the baseline. We're going to get a whistle and a foul. Foul's going to be on Shaylee DeWitt. Her second, 5th team foul on Mondovi. Vikings have 2 team fouls right now. First shot is up and good. McKenna Shipman. About a 60, somewhere in the 65% range free throw shooter. Second shot is up and good. And we're going to get a timeout on the floor as the Vikings have opened up a 19-7 lead, 10:46 remaining in the first half. And you're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV, and Viking TV.
To get your lawn or garden to perform like you want, you first need to know about your soil. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for the Chippewa Valley.
Anderson Bridges, located in Colfax, Wisconsin, has been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989. With hundreds of bridges supplied nationwide, we suspect you've crossed our path. It may have been on a pedestrian or bicycle bridge, or how about a snowmobile, ATV, or golf course bridge? Anderson Bridges is likely to have manufactured it. Founded in 1989, Anderson Bridges has been a family-owned company since its beginning and are proud to support the Colfax Vikings. Mondovi inbounds the ball. Everson with it, gets it to Gray, then they quickly get it into the forecourt. Spindler with it, dishes it off to Lund, turnaround shot no good. Olsen with the rebound, and the Vikings come back the other way. Bovey with it, right through the center circle. She's at the top of the key. Gets it over to Goodell on the left side. To the right side, three-pointer on the way by Shipman is no good. Rebound taken down by Lund. She gets it over to Gray. Gray between the circles. Feeds it to the right elbow to Spindler. Spindler turns around, backs out. Gets it to Everson. Then a jump shot by Gray, and it's good from 3. Ava Gray from three-point land. 19-10, Vikings on top.
That's her first 3 points.
Nigaman has it at the top of the key, gets it out to Olsen. She launches a 3. It's off the front of the iron. Shipman grabs the rebound, and the ball is out of bounds off the Buffaloes. Shipman saved the ball, had nowhere to go, and threw it off a Buffalo knee.
Yeah, smart play by McKenna Shipman.
Bovey with it now between the circles for the Vikings. Gets it over to the right side to Goodell. Out high to Shipman. Shipman comes down the right side, puts a jump shot up. It's no good. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Buffaloes. It'll be Vikings ball. Ball comes into Hajdukovic and gets it to Shipman, launches a 3. It's no good. Rebound tipped out. Keltner gets it to Shipman, goes into the lane, tries an 8-foot jumper, gets partially blocked. Down the floor comes Martin, hands it off to Gray. She lays it up. It's no good. Hajdukovic with the rebound, and the Vikings come back the other way. Bovey with it. Sliding off to the right side, gets it to Goodell on the right wing. Down underneath to Shipman, the right baseline. Turn around, makes a move, puts it up, gets it to go, and I think we're going to get a foul. I think it's on Ava Gray. It is. Foul's on Ava Gray. It's her second personal, 6th team foul. Kenna Shipman at the line for the +1. Shot goes up. It's good.
McKenna's got 10 points so far.
And we have a substitute coming in for the Vikings. Jordan Bovey into the lineup. 22-10, Vikings on top. 8:45 to go in the first half. Ball comes in and is tipped out of bounds by, evidently Goodell got her hands on it. Mondovi gets it in, Goodell stole that one. Dribbles it out of trouble, gets it out to Shipman. Feeding it over to Keltner from the right corner, puts it up no good. Rebound, taken down by Amber Lund. And down the floor comes Ava Gray. She stops between the circles. Moves it over to the left side, down to the baseline, feeds it underneath to Lund. Gets it out to Martin, launches from three, she hit it.
Betty Martin's first 3 points.
Jordan Bovey gets it to Goodell, to Hajdukovic on the left side. Over to Jordan Bovey. She takes it back out high to Goodell, launches a three-pointer, no good. Hajdukovic with the rebound, puts it up and gets it to go in. 24-13, Vikings by 11.
Jeanette's got 6 points.
This is Thompson, feeds it over to Gray on the left side, to Spindler down along the left baseline. She gets it back out to Thompson, three-pointer, and Thompson hit the three-pointer. That's 6 points for Thompson. Keltner with it for the Vikings on the right side. Gets it over to Shipman. Shipman's on the right wing. Cross-court pass to Bovey. Bovey to Goodell, then to Shipman from three. She hit the three. McKenna Shipman with the three-pointer, 27-16, Vikings by 11. 7:04 remaining in the first half. Gray with a jump shot in the lane, partially blocked. Coming away with it is Keltner. Gets it over to Shipman. And down the floor comes McKenna Shipman. She takes it down the right side of the lane. Turns around, gets it out to Keltner. Keltner launches a three. It's no good. Shipman gets the rebound, puts it back up, no good. Buffaloes come away with it. Lund on the rebound, gets it out to Spindler. Then she sends it over to Gray on the right side. To Lund on the right side of the lane. Turns around, puts it up, no good. Spindler put back, no good. She gets her own put back, no good. Rebound tipped around, hauled away by Keltner. To Shipman. Down the floor to Goodell. Goodell lays it up and it goes in. And we're going to get a timeout on the floor. With the score, Vikings 29, Mondovi 16, 6:17 remaining in the first half. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV, and Viking TV.
Join us on NLWN-2 for exciting Colfax High School boys basketball.
This is what we came here for!
Our next game will be on Monday, February 6th, when the Vikings travel to Somerset to take on the Somerset Spartans. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN2 begins with Viking pregame at 6:50 p.m. That's live Colfax Viking boys basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2 on Monday, February 6th.
Back here at Colfax High School, Rick Olson along with Dan Petschow, Jeff Gust on the camera. And the Vikings are on top, 29-16, with 6:17 to go in the first half. Mondovi has the ball. Long pass down the floor. Lund has it just outside the arc. Gets it over to Thompson. Then to Gray, back to Thompson. Thompson takes down the left side of the lane. Throws it up, no good. Rebound tipped. It's out of bounds, but it's going to be Mondovi ball. Last touch by Hajdukovic. Martin inbounds it to Spindler. Out to Gray, to Thompson, to Martin. Martin drives the left baseline, puts it up and in. 29-18. Jordan Bovey on the dribble. Takes it over to the right side to Goodell. Goodell out to Keltner. Keltner over to Bovey. Bovey dishes off to Goodell. Goodell takes it into the lane, puts it up, it doesn't go. Rebound taken down by Mondovi. Solo flight down the floor by Martin. And we're going to get a blocking foul being called on Keltner. Crowd didn't like that. They thought Keltner got there first.
Yeah, Keltner kind of turned away as Maddie Martin went up. That's going to be called a block every time. You got to stand your ground.
Martin goes to the line for the +1. Paige Everson into the lineup for Austin Rose Spindler. (29-20) Vikings on top. Martin with the free throw, it's good. 29-21. Bovey brings it down through the center circle. Looking on the left side, keeps her dribble going, dishes to the left side of the lane to Hajdukovic. Out to Olsen, he takes it into the lane. Dishes out to the left side to Bovey. Bovey over to Nigaman at the top of the key. Drives into the lane, throws it up, no good. Rebound taken down by Shipman, puts it up, no good. A lot of traffic under there. And coming away with it are the Buffaloes. Gray with it, feeds it to Lund, lays it up and in. Amber Lund with the layup.
Amber's got 6.
Bovey with it. On the right side to Nigaman, launches a 3. She missed that one. Coming away with it is Thompson for the Buffaloes. 29-23. Gray with it, gets it out to Lund. Long shot, no good. Nigaman with the rebound, gets it over to Bovey. This is J.C. Bovey. She's got it on the right side, takes it into the lane, dishes out to Hajdukovic, over to Nigaman on the right. To Shipman, tries to feed it out, bounced it off of Olsen's head. Hajdukovic has it, puts it up and in. A lot of bodies hitting the floor. No fouls called, and 31-23, Vikings on top. Like I said before, a lot of traffic underneath that basket. It's Everson with it for Mondovi, gets it over to Martin. Martin at the free throw line, gets it out to the top of the key to Everson, then over to Gray and to Martin. Martin at the top of the key, sends it over to Thompson on the right side. Thompson dishes back out to Lund. Over to the left side now to Gray. Gray feeds it to Lund. Back out to Thompson, over to Martin on the right side. Martin with it. Over to Thompson, launches the 3, off the air, no good. Rebound by Shipman, and she brings it down the floor across the timeline down the right side. Tries to take it into the lane. We're going to get a foul on Thompson. She held her hands up like going, what'd I do? Well, whatever it was, you can't do that.
Yeah, Thompson bailed up McKenna Shipman there. She got in trouble there. And Thompson picks up the foul.
Amber Lund takes, or check that, that's Ava Gray takes a seat on the bench. Shaylee DeWitt in for her. Shipman's shot is up, it's good. She gets a second shot. We are in the bonus now for the Vikings because that foul on Thompson was the 7th team foul. Second shot is up, no good. Rebound tipped around, Hajdukovic gets it, overlays the putback, no good. We have a whistle, jump ball called underneath. Possession arrow in favor of the Mondovi Buffaloes. Cassie Thompson. She gets it in. We're going to get a whistle. And I think we have a foul on J.C. Bovey. It's her first personal, 4th team foul on the Vikings. I think she grabbed hold as somebody was breaking along under the baseline. Martin with it. In the backcourt, gets it up to Thompson. Thompson over to the left side to DeWitt. Now they get it back out high to Martin. Back to DeWitt. DeWitt down the left side of the lane. Feeds it back out high to Everson. Everson to Martin. Martin hands it off to DeWitt. To Lund on the right side. And we're going to get a whistle and a foul on Hajdukovic. That's the 5th foul on the Vikings. 32-23, Vikings on top. Long pass out. Buffaloes have it on the right side. Martin on the dribble. She gets it out high to Everson at the top of the key. Hands it off to DeWitt. Stops at the free throw line. Over to Martin from the right wing. Her shot is no good. Shipman with the ball. Across the timeline to Olsen. Down into the left corner to Nigaman. Feeds it to the free throw line to Bovey. Hands it off to Shipman. Shipman takes it into the lane. Shot's no good. Hajdukovic puts up the rebound shot, and it's no good, but she's going to go to the line for 2.
Yeah, Jeanette Hajdukovic just keeps hanging around that baseline and picking up these little missed shots by the Colfax girls.
Foul was on Paige Everson. First shot by Hajdukovic is good. That's the first foul on Everson. 8th team foul on the Buffaloes. Coming up at halftime, Jordan Bovey will be our Viking profile guest. Second shot is good by Hajdukovic. That's all coming up in a minute 50 or so. Pass is intercepted by Hajdukovic. Gets it over to Shipman. Shipman into the forecourt to Bovey. Bovey stops at the top of the key, hands it off to Olsen. Feeds it down the right side of the lane, then back out to Olsen. Launches a 3. She hit the 3! Ainsley Olsen with a 3-pointer.
Her first 3 of the night.
37-23, Vikings by 14. Minute and a half remaining, just under that. Everson gets it out to DeWitt. Then to Thompson, launches a 3, no good. Rebound taken down by Olsen, feeds it off to Shipman. Shipman down the floor, spins, gets it back out to Olsen, launches another 3. That one's short, and it goes out of bounds. So it'll be Mondovi ball with a minute 8 to go in the half. Thompson, long throw down the floor, and it's intercepted.
We got a foul.
And we have a foul down there on Austin Rose Spindler. It's her second personal, 9th team foul on Mondovi. Jeanette Hajdukovic to go to the line for the 1-and-1. Hajdukovic first shot is up, no good. Rebound taken down by Amber Lund, and here come the Buffaloes. Right back down the floor. Martin on the dribble. She feeds it over to DeWitt. Back out to Martin between the circles. Martin takes it over to the left side to DeWitt. DeWitt drives the left baseline. Baseline pass. And it's intercepted by the Vikings. They get it over to Olsen. Under 45 to go in the first half. Bovey on the dribble, top of the key. Gets it out to Hajdukovic, to Shipman, to Nigaman. Vikings going to run some clock here. Look for that last shot. Olsen has it high, wide, and right. Over to Hajdukovic. Back to Shipman on the right side to Bovey between the circles. 19 seconds remaining to Olsen. 15 seconds to go. Out to Bovey. Bovey takes it over to the right side to Hajdukovic. Then to Nigaman, launches a 3. No good. Ball gets taken down by the Buffaloes. Here comes Martin with just over a second. She launches it, and it's a little short. So we've reached halftime with the Vikings 37 and the Mondovi Buffaloes 23. Viking halftime coming up right after this timeout. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV, and Viking TV.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
Time now for Viking Halftime, with today's Viking profile and other halftime entertainment. That's coming up right after this.
Time now for Viking Profile, where we take a closer look at one of the Colfax Viking players. And now, Viking Profile.
Today on Viking Profile, we're going to get to know Jordan Bovey. And Jordan is a freshman here at Colfax High School. And Jordan, we know that you play basketball, but are you involved in any other activities here at school?
Yeah, I play volleyball also.
And what kind of an experience was that for you this year?
It was fun.
You had a good time?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So when did you start playing basketball, and what kind of an experience has that been for you?
I started in, I think, first grade, and it's just been fun all the way through, getting to know everyone, and yeah.
Okay. Now, what's the most important thing that you've learned so far playing basketball?
To not give up, to be a team player, and to not get down on your other teammates just because they made one bad call.
Or, yeah, everybody makes a mistake, so if somebody kind of makes a bad shot, don't be getting on their case. It's only going to make it worse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when you're not playing basketball, you're not here at school, what are some other things that interest you or keep you occupied?
Probably just volleyball. I don't really know.
How about out of school? What do you do when you're not in school?
I don't, just nothing.
Just be Jordan.
Hang out with friends.
Yeah, there you go. Hang out with friends and be Jordan. All right. I've got some rapid fire questions for you. Okay. All right, hang on now. Here we go. Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
Cookies.
Which kind?
Chocolate chip.
Another one of the bunch. Okay. Chocolate chip cookies. Your favorite color and why?
Pink. I don't know why.
Okay. All right. And if you could have a superpower, what do you think your superpower would be?
I would like to fly.
Okay.
Cool.
It would be cool, wouldn't it? Now, of course, if you had the ability to fly, you have to have a superhero name to go with that. So what do you think Jordan's superhero name would be? And Air Jordan has already been taken.
I don't know. Jumping Jordan?
Jumping Jordan, that works. Okay. You could almost use the same insignia that he used for Air Jordan for that one. Yeah, that would work. Your favorite NBA or WNBA team?
Probably the Bucks.
Okay. How about a college team?
UConn.
All right. Is there a basketball player in the past at any age level who kind of inspired the way that you play your game?
That was from Colfax?
Doesn't have to be. Can be from anywhere.
Probably my sister, Jill.
Okay. All right. We're talking with Jordan Bovey on Viking Profile. And Jordan, what are your plans for after high school? Now, bearing in mind you're a freshman and these plans can change.
I would probably like to be a realtor, sell houses.
Okay. All right. How about a shout out to your family?
Shout out to my dad and my mom, my sisters. I don't know.
Okay, sure. So when people watch Viking games, what number are you going to be wearing and what position will you play?
I'll be the point guard. I'm not sure what number, though.
Okay. We want to thank Jordan Bovey for joining us today on Viking Profile. Coming up next is more Viking Halftime.
You've been listening to Viking Profile. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
If you're buzzed and doing this, to make yourself feel okay to drive,
ZWX.
You're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. Regular you.
Let's go see your room.
No, that's not right. How was it? Is it good?
You've been tuned to Viking Halftime. Stay tuned. Coming up is second half action of today's Viking game on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. You tell me to stay rooted. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? The kind to hug or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter which you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
And we're back here at Colfax High School, getting ready to start the second half of tonight's game between the Colfax Vikings and the Mondovi Buffaloes. Rick Olson back here with you, along with Dan Petschow, Jeff Gust on the camera. And the Vikings have a 37-23 lead. And Dan, why don't you tell us how we got there?
Yeah, here's the scores right now for the Mondovi Buffaloes. They're led by number 10, Maddie Martin. She's got 8. Followed by Amber Lund with 6. Cassie Thompson's got 6, and Ava Gray has 3. For the Colfax Vikings, they're led by number 40, Jeanette Hajdukovic. She's got, 42, McKenna Shipman. She has 14. Jeanette Hajdukovic has 10. Kason Goodell has 7. Ainsley Olsen has 3, and Autumn Nigelman has 3.
And so that gives us 37-23 at halftime. And basically, Dan, the Vikings have pretty much controlled the game, getting, again, a lot of players some significant playing time who normally don't quite get so much. And that's in the first half, and probably get a lot more of that in the second half.
Yeah, Colfax has done a good job getting inside, getting second chances. Good job by Jeanette Hajdukovic to make sure she's picking up all these little garbage shots off the glass. And Mondovi's right here, though. They've stuck with them. And they made some adjustments there about halfway into the second half. Got out in transition, got some points. And so we'll see what brings here in the second half.
So the starters in the second half for the Vikings are the same that started the game. That's Goodell, Fovey, Olsen, Hajdukovic, and Shipman. And for the Mondovi Buffaloes, it's Martin and DeWitt, Lund, Gray and Thompson. Waiting for the teams to come back out on the floor. Possession arrow is pointing in the direction of the Vikings. Shipman to inbound the ball for the Vikings. And she gets it into Bovey, who comes through the center circle. She's picked up there by DeWitt. Gets it over to Shipman on the left side to Hajdukovic at the top of the key. Feeds it into the lane to Olsen. Olsen out to Bovey. Bovey back to Olsen, high, wide, and left. To Shipman, to Hajdukovic on the left baseline. She dribbles out, gets it out to Bovey at the top of the key. Bovey to Olsen, high, wide, and right. To Goodell. Back to Shipman, lays it up and in. McKenna Shipman with the 2 points. 39-23, Vikings on top. Ava Gray with the ball for the Buffaloes. She's in the center circle. Feeds it over to the left elbow to Lund. Lund takes it into the lane, lays it up. It doesn't go. Olsen comes away with a rebound. Gets it over to Shipman. Shipman across the timeline down the right side. Back out to Olsen, over to Bovey between the circles. To Shipman on the right. Feeds it over to the left side to Bovey, puts up a three. No, rebound chased down by Martin, and Martin brings the ball back down the floor. She's between the circles, feeds it over to the left side to Thompson. Thompson drives into the lane, puts it up, no good. Rebound taken down by Olsen, and she gets tied up, and we're going to get a jump ball called. She got tied up by Lund. Ball comes in and goes up by Martin, and Olsen comes away with the rebound. Bovey with it, feeds it over to Shipman. Shipman at the free throw line, almost gets tied up, drives into the lane, puts a shot up, and we get a foul. I think it's going to be on Amber Lund. It is. That's her second personal, first team foul of the second half on either team. So McKenna Shipman at the line for two. First shot is up, it rattles around, it doesn't go down. Second shot on the way. That one rolls around and in. 40-23. Vikings on top. DeWitt brings the ball down the floor for the Buffaloes. Takes it into the lane, dishes it off to the left side to Lund. Back out to DeWitt. Shot goes up, it's no good. It goes out of bounds. It'll be Viking ball. Goodell with it in the backcourt. She gets double teamed and full court pressure being put on by Mondovi. Feeds it over to Bovey. Bovey under some pressure, and we're going to get a timeout called by the Vikings. So timeout on the floor. Vikings on top, 40-23, 15:50 to go. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcast Network, NLWN-TV, and Viking TV.
Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax has just what you need when you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it. Mom's is open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily and until 9 on Fridays with a complete breakfast menu. Lunch includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, and burgers, along with Mom's comfort food favorites, and don't forget dinner on Fridays with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee always hot, the breakfast always delicious, and lunch puts a smile on your face. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax.
Back here at Colfax High School, Vikings had called a timeout, so they didn't get called for a 10-second violation. But they're on top, 40-23. Vikings to inbound. Bovey has it. Brings it up across the timeline. Feeds it over to Goodell on the right side. Back out to Bovey between the circles. Over to Hajdukovic on the left. Across to Goodell. Three-pointer on the way. She hit the three-pointer. Jason Goodell with a three. Vikings up by 20.
She has 10.
And down the floor, ball gets stolen by Olsen, fitting it down the floor to Shipman. Shipman tries to go up, ball got stripped from her on the way up, but she picks up the loose ball, puts it up, no good. Rebound, chased down by Thompson. Feeding it down the floor to Martin on the left side. She tries the left baseline, puts it up, it goes in. 43-25, Vikings on top. An errant pass by Goodell towards Shipman, but she chases it down, gets it back to Bovey. Bovey to Goodell on the right side, to Olsen in the right corner. She dribbles it back out high, gets it to Bovey at the top of the key. She takes it into the lane, tries to go up with it, and we get a foul.
That's on Ava Gray? Oh, no, it's not.
Nope, it's on Maddie Martin. Yeah, your percentage of calling who it's on is about as good as mine.
Yeah, they were both right in that vicinity.
First shot is up and good by J.C. Bovey. By the way, that's the second team foul. And how many fouls is that on Maddie Martin? Just one.
I have one.
Second shot here by Bovey is up and good. Jordan Bovey in for J.C. Bovey. Vikings up by 20. 14-50, long pass down the floor to Ava Gray, and now she has to wait for everybody else to join her down there. Dishes it out to Martin. Martin to Spindler. Spindler back to Martin on the left side. She gets it down to Gray, back out to Martin. Martin thought about the three, didn't take it. To Gray between the circles. Gray drives down the right side of the lane, stops, thought about going up with it, gets it out to Thompson. Thompson with a three-pointer, and it's good.
Cassie Thompson with 9 points.
Keltner with the ball. Cross-court pass over to Jordan Bovey. Pass it into the forecourt. They get it down underneath, and the ball gets knocked out of bounds by the Mondovi Buffaloes. Ball comes into Hajdukovic, to Shipman from the top of the key, no good. Hajdukovic with the rebound, puts it back up, no good. Rebound by Nigaman. She gets it to Hajdukovic, tries to go up with it and draws the foul. Again, the Vikings have started to learn the value, even if you're in traffic, at least go to the basket with it. Might not be a clean shot, but you'll draw the foul. Free throw by Hajdukovic is no good. Lund back into the lineup for the Buffaloes. Spindler goes out. Hajdukovic with her second shot. It's on the way off the front of the iron, no good. Lund gets the rebound. Hands it off to Martin. Martin down the floor. She's between the circles. Takes it over to the left side. Hands it off to Gray. Gray puts it up from the side of the lane, no good. And Shipman comes away with it. Down the floor comes Shipman, puts on the brakes. Gets it out to Keltner. Keltner between the circles. Dishes off to Jordan Bovey. To Keltner at the top of the key. Takes it down the left side of the lane. Down underneath, puts it up, no good. Rebound, fought for underneath. And Gray comes away with it. She comes straight down the lane. And we're going to get a traveling call being called on Ava Gray. Jordan Bovey was definitely anticipating the charge. She was falling over before Gray got there. Bovey with it. Feeds it out to Keltner. Still in the backcourt. Keltner on the dribble. Gets it to Bovey in the forecourt. Down to Nigaman, underneath to Hajdukovic. Lays it up. It doesn't go in, but she drew the foul. Amber Lund with the foul. It's her third personal. Fourth team foul on Mondovi. First shot is up, and that one goes in. Second shot on the way. That one's no good, off the front of the iron. Lund with the rebound. And down the floor come the Buffaloes. Martin with it. Takes it over to the left side. Cross-court pass over to Thompson. Thompson to the free throw line. Over to Martin. A little bit high and tipped out of bounds by Martin. It'll be Vikings ball. Shipman to inbound. Gets it into Bovey. Bovey over to Keltner. Keltner back to Bovey. Now across the timeline, out to Olsen, a high, wide, and right. Takes it to the top of the key. To Bovey. Puts up a three. It's no good. Rebound taken away by Thompson. Down the floor quickly to Lund. Feeds it underneath, and the ball goes out of bounds. It was just a little bit out of the reach of Paige Everson. And the Vikings bring it down the floor. Keltner feeds it to Olsen. Gets it right back to Keltner. That one, Olsen had the sky for that. Bovey has it, high, wide, and right. Over to Keltner on the left side. To Nigaman on the left wing. Gets it out high to Olsen. Over to Shipman, then to Bovey. Puts up the three. It's no good. Rebound taken down and knocked out of bounds by Shipman. Little bit ragged ball right now, Dan.
Yeah, both teams just got to settle down a little bit and try to get into their half-court offense here.
Long pass, so much for half-court offense right there. And the pass came down to Austin Rose Spindler, and then it went out of bounds, last touch by the Vikings. So Martin to inbound it. Goodell into the lineup for the Vikings, replacing Keltner. Martin gets it into Spindler. Spindler on the right side, guarded by Olsen. Gets it over to Everson. Back to Gray. Gray guarded by Shipman. At the top of the key, feeds it over to the right side to Everson. Everson down to the right baseline. Nigaman on her, and Nigaman comes away with the ball. Gets it to Olsen. Olsen over to Bovey. Bovey across the timeline. Feeds it over into the right corner to Olsen. Olsen takes it into the lane, puts a shot up. It's a little short, and coming away with it are the Buffaloes. This is DeWitt on the dribble. She gets it to Martin. Martin on the left side. Gets it over into the left corner to Spindler. Spindler takes it into the lane, tied up, and we're going to get a jump ball called. Goodell got her hands in there to tie things up. Possession arrow in favor of the Vikings. 46-28, just under 11 to go in this one. Bovey with it, gets it to Shipman, across the timeline, down into the lane, lays it up, puts it in. You give Shipman a free shot like that, she's going to take advantage of it.
Yeah, she gave it a little head fake there and got the easy two.
Mondovi with the ball in the lane. Ava Gray with it. Gets it out to Everson. Back out to Gray outside the arc on the right side. She takes it to the top of the key. Hands it off to DeWitt. DeWitt over to the right side. They try to feed it into the lane. The Vikings come away with it. Shipman down the floor on the right side. Gets it back out to Olsen. Olsen drives into the lane. She lays it up too hard off the glass. Gray with the rebound. Gray at the top of the key, takes it over to the right side. Into the lane, Nigaman with the intercepted pass. She gets it to Bovey, that's Jordan Bovey, to Shipman. Shipman on the left side. Feeds it into the lane to Olsen, back out to Goodell, launches a three, no good. Rebound taken down by Mondovi. DeWitt
Feeds it down the floor to Everson. Everson back out to DeWitt at the top of the key. Into the lane to Spindler. She can't handle it. Loose ball on the floor, and
we got timeout?
I believe we do. Timeout on the floor. Called by Mondovi. 48-28, Vikings on top, 9:39 to go. And you're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV, and Viking TV.
Are your pooch's proportions putting on pounds? Or is your kitty's constitution constantly complaining? Well, stop by and see the friendly folks at the Colfax Animal Hospital. Dr. Bruce Buckley and his staff will be happy to help you get your family friend back on the road to healthy living. That's the Colfax Animal Hospital. Call them at 715-962-3380.
If you have a high-deductible health plan, opening a health savings account at Dairy State Bank will allow you to save tax-free dollars to pay for a long list of health-related services allowed by the IRS. Dairy State Bank HSAs are serviced locally and work like a regular checking account. You can use a debit card or check to pay for expenses and access your account through online or mobile banking. Visit DairyStateBank.com to learn more about HSAs and online or mobile banking. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
And we're back here at Colfax High School. Vikings on top, 48-28. Rick Olson along with Dan Petchow, Jeff Gust on the camera. And Mondovi will have the ball out of bounds under the basket. They get it into Martin on the right side. She takes it into the lane. Feeds it out to the left side to Thompson. Over to Martin in the left corner. Martin takes it out to the top of the key. Feeds it over to the left side to Spindler. To Gray, bounced it off her toe and had to chase it down. She's got it, and then over to the right side to Martin. Martin to Spindler. Spindler on the dribble, tries to split the defense, can't quite do it. Loose ball on the floor. Jump ball is the call, and possession arrow in favor of Mondovi. They inbound it to Spindler on the left side. Guarded there by Nigaman. Gets it to Gray, picked up by Olson. Gray takes it into the lane, over to the right side, feeds it to Martin. Martin from three, that one's no good. Rebound taken down by Shipman. Shipman feeds it off to Jordan Bovey. Bovey down the floor through the center circle. Over to Shipman on the left. Takes it into the lane. Tries to feed it over to Goodell and just a little bit wide of the mark, out of bounds. 48-28, Vikings by 20. And down the floor come the Mondovi Buffaloes. They feed it over to the left side. That was Everson. Back to Martin. Tries to put it up from the free throw line. It got partially blocked, but picked up by the Buffaloes. Gray with it. Tries the left baseline, and we're going to get a foul on Jordan Bovey. That's the third foul on Bovey. Ball gets knocked out of bounds on the inbound attempt. It'll still be Mondovi ball. 8:07 remaining. Ball comes into the left corner. That's Everson with it. Hands it off to Martin, high, wide, and left. She takes it to the top of the key. Now takes it back over to the left side. This is Gray with it now. Tries to dribble down the side of the lane. Loses the ball, gets it back, puts it up, and it goes in.
Ava Gray with 5 points tonight.
That's well below her average at this point. Olson has it high, wide, and right for the Vikings. Takes it to the free throw line, then kicks it back over to the right side to Shipman. Back over to the left side to Jordan Bovey, puts up a three, no good. Rebound, and we're gonna get a foul. They're gonna call it on Olsen. That'll be her first personal, second team foul. Hajdukovic and J.C. Bovey are into the lineup for the Vikings. Mondovi with the ball in the backcourt. This is Thompson with it. Over to Martin. Martin's picked up there by Shipman. And the pass is, well, it was knocked away, but not without causing a foul by Goodell. That'll be the third foul on the Vikings, first foul on Goodell. Mondovi with the ball. They get it into Martin in the backcourt. She comes across the timeline. Tries to hand it off to Everson. Didn't make a very good connection, but Martin picked it back up again. Gets it over to Lund on the right side. She's free throw line extended. Takes it to the free throw line. Dishes it underneath, back out to Lund. Out to Martin. Martin drives into the lane, puts a shot up, it's no good. Rebound taken down by Olsen. To Shipman. And now this is J.C. Bovey with the ball. Over to Olsen, high, wide, and right. Over to Shipman, then over to the left side to Hajdukovic. Back out to Bovey. To Goodell at the top of the key. Goodell over to Bovey. Bovey into the lane, out to Olsen. Olsen takes it into the lane, out to Hajdukovic. Over to Shipman, three-pointer on the way, off the air, no good. Rebound chased down by Hajdukovic, gets it out to Bovey. To Goodell, tries to go up, can't make it happen. Ball gets partially blocked by Mondovi, and down the floor come the Buffaloes. Vikings have been stuck on 48 for a long time. Three-pointer goes up by Thompson, Cassie Thompson with the three. 12 points for her tonight. 48-33. Hajdukovic with it. We're going to get a whistle and a foul on Everson. That's her second, fifth team foul. Keltner into the lineup for the Vikings. Olsen takes the seat. Ball goes into Bovey. Gets it out to Shipman from inside the arc. Shot is no good. Rebound taken down by the Buffaloes. This is DeWitt on the dribble across the timeline. Feeds it over to the left side. Shot goes up, rattles around, and comes back out. That shot by Thompson. Shipman has it. Takes it across the timeline. Down the right side. Stops. Kicks it back out. That's Bovey with it now. High, wide, and right. Takes it to the free throw line. Over to Hajdukovic on the left side. Back to Shipman on the right side of the lane. Lays it up. It doesn't go. Rebound loose on the floor. And we're going to get a jump ball called. Possession arrow in favor of the Vikings. Goodell with it. Feeds it into Shipman, and she gets tied up by Martin on the right side of the lane, and it'll be Mondovi ball. Gray gets it into Martin. Martin feeds it into the forecourt to Thompson. Thompson over to the right side to Lund, who lays it up and in. 48-35.
Amber Lund with 8 points.
Vikings by 13. Pass, trying to get it down to Keltner, knocked out of bounds by Mondovi. It'll be Vikings ball on the far side. Shipman with it, and she gets it into Bovey. Bovey takes it between the circles. Over to Hajdukovic. Back to Goodell. Goodell over to Keltner. Keltner to Shipman, turns around, puts it up, no good, and the ball goes out of bounds. It'll still be Viking ball. Last touch by Amber Lund. Goodell to inbound it. Gets it into Bovey. Bovey from three. No. Rebound. And it's taken down by the Buffaloes. This is Ava Gray. She lays it up and in. 48-37. They've got the Viking lead to 11. Goodell with it. Gets it to Shipman. She gets across the timeline to the free throw line. Puts up the jump shot. It won't go down for her. It just will not go in the hole. Pass is intercepted by the Vikings. Feeds it down underneath. Shipman with a layup. That one went in. And the Vikings call timeout. 3:41 to go in this one. It's Vikings 50, Mondovi 37. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV, and Viking TV.
If you've been admiring the freshly groomed look of a baseball field, or the stunning appearance of a golf course, remember you too can have a lawn with the same beauty by simply calling Midwest Environmental Consultants. Their professional lawn care experts can bring your lawn to its full beauty and appearance. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your lawn the showplace of the neighborhood.
We're back here at Colfax High School. 3:41 remaining. Vikings 50, the Mondovi Buffaloes 37. Vikings finally got off that 48-point mark. Mondovi with the ball. Cassie Thompson to inbound it. She gets it into Maddie Martin. And down the floor they come. They feed it off to DeWitt. Takes it over to the right side out high to Martin. Martin to the top of the key, hands it off to DeWitt, drives into the lane, feeds it underneath to Lund, and the ball is loose down there. We have a whistle and a foul. I think it might be on Olsen, but I'm not sure. And the official was kind of sideways, so I couldn't see how many fingers he held up. No, it's going to be on Jeanette Hajdukovic. Foul on Hajdukovic. That's her second. Fourth team foul on the Vikings. Martin has the ball at the top of the key, goes into the lane, puts it up, it goes in.
Maddie Martin with 12 points. Oh, yeah.
And the Vikings bring the ball down. Bovey with it. Gets it to Goodell. Gets it across the timeline. Feeds it over to Olsen, high, wide, and right. Over to Hajdukovic. She's on the left side. Takes it to the top of the key.
They can run a little clock.
Shipman to Olsen to Bovey.
Mondo
to Goodell.
Mondovi's going to have to think about starting to fall.
To Olsen. She's at the right wing, right wing extended. To Bovey. And to Goodell. Goodell between the circles. Turns. Takes it back over to the right side. Gets it to Olsen. Free throw line extended. Out to Hajdukovic on the left side. She takes it to the top of the key. To Shipman, who lays it up. She got fouled going in.
Foul should be at number 22.
Nope. Foul was on 14,
really?
Shaylee DeWitt. That's her third, sixth team foul. And it's going to send McKenna Shipman to the line for two. First one's on the way, it's good. And we get a timeout call by the Mondovi Buffaloes as we have a timeout on the floor. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV, and Viking TV.
Join us at the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV for exciting Colfax High School girls basketball. Our next game will be on Tuesday, February 7th, when the Vikings will host the Elk Mound Mounders. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV begins with Viking pregame at 6:50 p.m. That's live Colfax Viking Girls Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV on Tuesday, February 7th.
Join us on NLWN-2 for exciting Colfax High School boys basketball.
This is what we came here for.
Our next game will be on Monday, February 6th when the Vikings travel to Somerset to take on the Somerset Spartans. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-2 begins with Viking pregame at 6:50 p.m. That's live Colfax Viking boys basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2 on Monday, February 6th.
McKenna Shipman at the line for her second shot. Goes up. It's no good. Rebound. Tapped around. Out of bounds. Last touch by Shipman. 2:12 remaining. Mondovi with it. Martin brings it across the timeline. To Lund. Lund turns around, puts it up and in, and we're going to get a foul on Hajdukovic.
That's her third.
51-41. Lund has cut it to 10, looking to put it into single digits. Shot is on the way. That one missed everything. So the Vikings will have it out of bounds. Full court pressure being put on by the Buffaloes. Bovey with it. Feeds it into the forecourt to Shipman. 10-point game. Under 2 minutes to go. Olsen with the ball. Getting some pressure. To Shipman. Over to Bovey. High, wide, and right. And we get a whistle and a foul on Lund as she reached in as Bovey tried to drive around her.
That should be her fourth.
And that's what the scoreboard says too, so.
Hey, we're in sync
You got
tonight.
it right. Bovey at the line for the 1-and-1. First shot on the way, rattles around, no good. And down the floor come the Buffaloes. This is Ava Gray. Feeds it across the court out to Martin. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Hajdukovic comes away with it. Feeds it over to Bovey. She loses the ball. Feeds it to Lund. Shot gets blocked. Mondovi picks up the ball. Martin has it. Puts the shot up. It's no good, and we're going to get a whistle and a foul.
That'll be a foul on Jeanette. That'll be her fourth.
And that's what they say up at the scoreboard, too.
She got it pretty good there.
Sixth foul on the Vikings. So both teams will be in the bonus from here on out. Martin's first shot is up and good. Cuts the lead to 9. Mondovi scrapping their way back into this. The second shot is also good. 8-point game, 51-43. And we have a whistle. We're going to have a foul on Gray. It's going to send J.C. Bovey to the line.
That'll be Ava Gray's third.
J.C. Bovey with the first shot is up and good. Bovey's second shot, that's also good. 53-43, Vikings back up by 10. Martin with it. Gets it over to Thompson, launches a three. It's no good. Rebound out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by Bovey. Colfax fans aren't understanding that one. Mondovi to inbound. They get it in to DeWitt. Gets it out to Martin between the circles. Martin on the dribble, gets it over to the right side to DeWitt. Back out to Martin. Martin takes it over to the left side, puts the shot up from the side of the lane. It's good. Under 45 to go. 53-45, Vikings by 8. Goodell loses her footing, and we're going to get a whistle. There was a foul that caused that. I think it's on DeWitt. No, I'm mistaken. Foul is on Gray, and that's her 4th. It's going to send Case and Goodell to the line for 2. First shot is up. That's good. Second shot on its way. That's also good. 35 seconds underneath. 35 for the remainder of this game. Martin with a long shot. It's a little on the short side, and it goes out of bounds. Vikings by 10, 25 and a half seconds to go. Shipman to Goodell, to Bovey in the backcourt still. She takes it into the forecourt. Feeds it over to Olsen on the right side. Olsen over to Goodell. To Bovey. 10 seconds remaining. Looks like the Vikings are going to hang on and win this one. Final score, Vikings 55 and the Mondovi Buffaloes 45. That makes the Viking record 14-5 on the season, 9-2 in the Dunn-St. Croix Conference. Mondovi falls to 7-12 on the season and 5-6 in the Dunn-St. Croix. And we'll have more about this game coming up right after this timeout when we get to Viking postgame. You've been tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV, and Viking TV.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us for Colfax Viking Girls Basketball. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Viking Post Game, where we'll take a look back at today's Viking game.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are, they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Time now for Viking postgame, with a wrap-up of today's Colfax Viking Girls game. And now, Viking postgame.
And we're back here at Colfax High School. Rick Olsen along with Dan Petchow, Jeff Gust on the camera. And the Vikings come out on top in this one, 55-45, in a game that looked like the Vikings were going to put things away early in the second half, and then, boy, they got stuck on 48 points for the longest time and just couldn't hit anything. When McKenna Shipman can't make layups, all of a sudden, you know there's something wrong.
Yeah, they did a good job there in the first half, I thought, on the glass. And, the second half, some reason, the train came off the track a little bit. Shots wouldn't fall, and it kept Mondovi right in it.
But a win is a win is a win is a win, and puts the Vikings to 14-5 for their overall record this year, and 9-2 in the Dunn-St. Croix Conference. That's good enough to keep them in second place with a big game coming up on Tuesday. The Mondovi Buffaloes fall to 7-12 on the season, and they are 5-6 in the Dunn-St. Croix. Vikings scrapped hard tonight, Dan, but it looked a little disorganized and discombobulated.
Yeah, I thought in the first half their offense ran pretty good. They did a good job of Ainsley Olsen and Jeanette Hajdukovic to kind of crash the boards. Autumn Megaman was down there too. And they got quite a few points off that, getting rebounds in there in the first half. And I'm not for sure what happened there in the second half. You know, the pace really stepped up both ways. They're trying to get out and transition quite a bit, and they just couldn't. Both teams just couldn't get their half-court set going, and I think that was pretty much how the game was there in the second half. You know, Mondovi did figure it out towards the last 5-6 minutes. You know, they kind of settled in and got some points on the glass, but yeah, it's just too much of a deficit to catch up from.
Well, we hope to talk with Coach Serrar in just a couple moments, and while we wait for her to arrive, we'll take this brief time out, and you are tuned to Viking Postgame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV, and Viking TV.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2 are proud to announce that this spring they will be your viewing home for Eau Claire Cowboys football. Check out www.northernlightwebcastingnetwork.com for times and dates. That's Eau Claire Cowboy football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2. Soon the weather will change and you'll be able to breathe in the clean fresh air of spring. And you know what comes right along with that. That's right, it will be time for Eau Claire Cavalier baseball. Follow the Cavaliers all season long right here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN-TV. Be sure to check out our website at www.northernlightwebcastingnetwork.com for our current broadcast schedule.
And we're back here at Colfax High School. Rick Olson along with Viking head coach Courtney Serrar. And Coach, again, it was almost like a tale of two halves. The Vikings had things well under control in the first half, but then in the second half, they went cold and let Mondovi get back into it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we were in control of the whole game for sure. Basketball is a game of runs, and, you know, I told the girls they have lots of kids who can shoot from the outside, capable of creating stuff off the dribble, and, you know, we weren't making shots and they were, but, you know, I thought we didn't panic and, you know, took care of the ball when we needed to, and that's what I was looking for.
And the girls did go a little bit cold in the second. It seemed stuck on 48 for the longest time. And that, just by the normal progression of things, did allow Mondovi to get back into the game and make it interesting, the 10-point spread. But, you know, as they say, a win is a win is a win is a win. And I'm sure you'll take that and keep you right there in that second place spot in the Dunn-St. Croix.
Yeah, for sure. We had, you know, a ton of kids play a ton of minutes tonight and last night. And, you know, for coming off of a game, I thought, you know, Kenna played, you know, a whale of a game, and so did Jeanette. I thought Kaysen, you know, did a lot of great things for us too. Ainsley was solid defensively, and even JC, you know, both her and Kaysen knocked down, you know, some shots and free throws late, which were important. So overall, it was a good team win.
Now, that gives a lot of good experience, and you're going to need that coming up on Tuesday when you face conference-leading Elk Mound Mounders. And you've had a couple of players not available the last couple games. Getting anybody back, you got some hopes for, you know, a full squad coming into that Elk Mound game.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know much. I just, you know, Jada and Molly are focusing on getting healthy, and I'm just working with the kids who are available for sure. So I have no idea.
Well, we'll just keep our fingers crossed and hope for good things on that front. And hey, 55-45, Vikings come out on top. Thanks for joining us tonight, Coach, and we will see you Tuesday against the Elkmound Mounders. And you're tuned to Viking Postgame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV and Viking TV.
STEM is everywhere, like here, behind the scenes of The Walking Dead.
When we break down clothes, we tumble it with trisodium phosphate, rock salt, and dish detergent.
We stitched together images of our model and created a 3D set that can be walked through in a VR headset.
We're able to turn 12 walkers into 1,000 walker horde.
STEM can create new worlds on and off the screen. What will you make with STEM? Get inspired at shecanstem.com.
Back here at Colfax High School, Rick Olson, Dan Petchow. Vikings come out on top, 55-45. Dan, how did we get there to those points?
Yeah, here's the scores for Mondovi tonight. They're led by number 10, Maddie Martin. She had 16 points, followed by Cassie Thompson with 12. Amber Lund had 10. Ava Gray had 7. And that's all. For the Colfax Vikings, they're led by number 42, McKenna Shipman. She had 22 points, followed by Kason Goodell with 12, Jeanette Hajdukovic with 11, JC Bovee with 4, Ainsley Olson with 3, and Autumn Nigaman with 3. So it comes out to 55-45.
Okay, and a couple of wins for the Vikings at the end of the week here. One very decisive last night, and then the one tonight was actually, Vikings had the game pretty well in hand, but they survived a run at the end by the Mondovi Buffaloes and ended up with the 10-point victory, 55-45. And with that, we mentioned with Coach Serrar that the Vikings will be taking on conference-leading Elkmound Mounders coming up. And so make sure you join us on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV on Tuesday as the Viking girls challenge the Dunn-St. Croix Conference leading Elkmound Mounders. Live coverage begins with Viking pregame at 6:50. That'll be followed by all the live play-by-play action. That's Colfax Girls Basketball on Tuesday, February 7th, right here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Hey, don't forget the boys. You can join us on NLWN-2 and the Northern Light Webcasting Network, and that's on Monday, February 6th. That's my mother's birthday.
Is it really?
Yes, that's my mother's birthday. So Vikings, let's get her a birthday present. As the Viking boys will travel to Somerset to take on the Somerset Spartans in a non-conference battle. Live coverage will begin with Viking pregame at 6:35, and that will be followed by all the live play-by-play action. That's Colfax Boys Basketball, Monday, February 6th, on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2. It'd be nice to get her a birthday present. It'll be her 97th birthday.
And hopefully she doesn't ground you and lets you come out.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Mom, I'll be good, I promise. Hey, also, the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV are excited to once again be your home for Eau Claire Cavalier baseball. Follow the Cavaliers throughout the 2023 season on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. And Eau Claire has a reborn semi-pro football team, the Eau Claire Cavaliers. They were around before COVID, and then COVID kind of did them under. But they are back, and NLWN-2, along with the Northern Light Webcasting Network, are excited to be your broadcast home for Cowboys football. Follow the Eau Claire Cowboys throughout the 2023 season on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2. Tonight's Colfax High School basketball game has been brought to you by the Colfax Animal Hospital. Let Dr. Buckley and his friendly staff take care of your pet. Dairy State Bank, where they're banking on relationships. Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for the Chippewa Valley. Anderson Bridges, who have been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989. Slayton's Technology, IT provider for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Comfort food the way Mom used to make it. And Fit Fam Nutrition of Colfax with drinks that taste as good as their names sound. Plus, they're healthy. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV, and Viking TV. For Dan Petchow and Jeff Gust on the camera, this is Rick Olson, and the final score once again, Vikings 55 and the Mondovi Buffaloes 45. You've been tuned to Viking Postgame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV, and Viking TV.
You've been listening to Viking Postgame, a wrap-up of today's Colfax Viking Girls game. You can catch Colfax Vikings games by tuning in to any of the Northern Light Webcasting Network outlets. This has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.